Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. My name is Sagar, and in this video we'll see how we can create a simple list form. So let me go to front end first, and if you will go to, let me refresh my front end. So here, let me navigate to my customer form. Let me change the company to USMF. Okay. So if you see this particular pattern, this is a simple list pattern. So the form name is customer. So we'll design exactly the similar type of form. So this is example of cursor group form. Sorry, like simple list form. So for that, let me open my AOT, and here let me expand my user interface, my form. So my form name is cursor group, and when you open this form, we will click on View Designer, and here you see the design pattern is simple list. So I'm going to create exactly the same pattern form. Now to create a form, I will need to go to add. Here I will go to new item. Here I will expand my this Dynamics D365 item node. Then I can go to my user interface. So I'll click on this form. So I will say my form name is SC Cursor Group. I will click on add. Alright. So this is my form. And now we'll need to add certain. First of all, let me expand this property node here. Yeah. So the first thing is that we need to drag a data source to our form. So for that, we will take our cursor group data source. So I can simply drag and drop this particular data source inside this node, and I will save this. Okay, now as soon as you click on this your cursor, okay, then I think here nothing is needed. Then you can go to your this data source node. Here you can set all the properties. For example, you want to allow check, create, delete, edit, everything is yes here, and make sure your table is selected here. So these are only the important thing. And here one property that you can set is you can set this as no. Okay, and then you can right click here and specify a pattern here. So we have a whole list of forms that are available in our D365, but we are going to use the very simple one, that is the simple list. So this one, I will click on this simple list. Let me click here. Okay, now you see my design pattern is selected, but at the same time there are few properties that we need to make sure we are setting it up. The first one is caption. So we need a caption. So I will say exactly customer group. Okay, and then let me save this, and let me sort it from A to Z. And here I can choose my data source as cursor group, and here tile data source also I'll select it as cursor group. Now this basic properties of my form design is completed. Now I need to create three elements here: action pane, group, and grid. Okay, and the first thing is that I will create an action pane. So for that I can go to my action pane. Here I will rename my action pane. I will say that this is my action pane. So if we go to front end, this is your action pane. Okay, here you have all these buttons. Okay, so yeah, now my action pane is ready. Now the next thing that I need is I need a group. So I can again click on new. Here I will select a group, and then I can give a name to my group. So I will say this as my customer filter group, and I will save this. Here I need to select a pattern. I will say custom and quick filters. Now again I need to add a quick filter control here. I will come on this one later. The first thing is that I will complete my grid. So for that I can again click on new. Here I will select my grid, and here I can give a name to my grid. I can set this as grid, and once my grid is selected, then what I can do, I can choose my data source. So my data source is my cursor group, and here now I will need to drag those fields that I require in front end. So for example, if you will go to your standard form, here the first field is customer group. So what I will do, I will expand my field node here. Okay, just a second here. First of all, I will complete this my cube filter control. So let me click on new. Here I will search for my cube filter. I will go to new, and I will go to cube filter control. And now like I will need to make sure I am giving a proper name to my cube filter control. Here I can see this as cube filter control. Now the important thing here would be you can select your target control. So target control, for example, if you see this form, here you can search all the fields, right? So I need to select this particular grid here. So I will say grid, and a default column. So I'm not going to put anything here. Okay, now the only thing that is left is we need to add our fields here. Now I will one by one, and I will add all my fields. The first field is customer group. So I can drag this, and then next field is name here. So if you will see here, you will also get a preview what all fields. Then we have terms of payment, this one. So next field is clearing period. Okay, so similarly, we can drag all the fields, and in this way this will get displayed. Okay, now our form is ready, but we'll need a display menu item. You can't directly access the form from front end. You need a display menu items. For that again you will go to new items, and then you go to your user interface. Here you click on display menu item. So I will say this as SC cust group, and then I will add this, and then once your display menu item is ready, then you need to set certain properties. First one is make sure your object type is form, and then here you need to select your object. Your object name is, so basically it will be a form name. So my form name is SCCUS group only, and then I will save this. Now the last thing that I will need to set is my label. So I will keep the label as customer group, customer group. Alright, now our menu item is also ready, but still we need a menu extension here. So basically what I mean by that is when I go to my menu extension, or we go to menu here, so in which module you want to insert this display menu item. So let us say even though the customer group is available in accounts receivable, but let me create extension of this accounts payable menu. So I will open this menu. I have simply created an extension, and here what I will do, I will create my own sub menu. Okay, so here what I will do, I will add a sub menu here, and I can give a name. It's the sub menu, and here I can give a label. I will say this as Sagar form. So in our next videos, we'll add different kind of form like detail master, retail transaction, etc., etc. Okay, now the last thing that I will need to do is I will simply drag my display menu item here. Okay, and then we'll do a build, and then we'll see, in front end how this is reflecting. So I will trigger a build now. So our build is completed now. Now if I will go to my front end, here you see inside our accounts payable, we have this Sagar Forms menu available, and here when I will click on this customer group, so it will show me the exactly same form. So if you see the standard form, we have simply replicated the form. For sure we don't have this field because we only want to see the concept, and also we haven't added all this button in our action pane. So let me reiterate in simple terms what all we did. So our goal was to know how we can create a simple list form. So for that, first of all, what I did, I simply created a form. As soon as I created a form, I need to add a data source. So I simply went inside my tables and I dragged my cursor group table. Okay. And then once I dragged my data source, then I simply, I think this is the standard one. I'm sorry. Let me go to my custom one. Yeah. So I dragged my data source, and here what I did, I simply make sure my table is available here, even though I drag, so it should already will take care all those things. And then I went here inside my design. I applied my simple list pattern here, right click, and once I will remove the pattern, then I can select what pattern I need. As soon as I specified my pattern is simple list, then I give a caption to my form, what caption I need in front end. So if you see, this is a caption, and then here data source and title data source. Then I created action pane, and then I created this custom and quick filter. I added a group, and inside my group I added a quick filter control. Okay, now I'll come into these two properties later. For that, first of all, we need to add a grid first. So I did a grid. I selected my data source here. I dragged all the fields that are required, and then I created a quick filter inside my this custom and quick filter inside my group. Here I selected two properties. This target control, it means that when I want to search something here, okay, it will be searching the fields from this grid. And here I specified that I think I didn't specify my default column, but I can also specify, what would be my default column here. So now once our form is ready, then what I did, I created a display menu item. So display menu item, here you simply attach your form. So you went here, you go to your object type, then you select your object here. Then also you need to give a label. The label that you will give here, this will get reflected here. This label. This is an action, this is a display menu item. Okay. And now once all this is completed, then we need to move that display menu item into a module. So we selected this module, accounts payable. We created an extension. We added our own submenu, and we simply dragged our menu item here. Once we added here, we did a build and sync, and now we can see our data nicely here. So this is how we create a simple list in D365 Finance and Operation end to end. So thanks for watching this video.